You're 14 years old. You live in a barrio on a hillside in Medellín. The walls are made of cinder blocks. The roof leaks. Your mother works 14-hour days and there's still no food. A man on a motorcycle offers you 5,000 pesos to stand on a corner and watch. You say yes. You just entered the most powerful drug cartel the world has ever seen. Rank 1. El Halcón, the Falcon, or Lookout. You start at the bottom. Everyone does. They call you a Halcón, a Falcon. Your job is simple. Stand on a street corner in one of Medellín's comunas. Watch. If you see police, you make a call. If you see a rival, you make a call. If you see anything that doesn't belong, you make a call. You're 14, maybe 15. You get paid more in a week than your mother makes in a month. You don't touch drugs. You don't carry a gun. You just watch. But here's what no one tells you. The cartel is watching you too. Every Halcón is a test. They want to know, can you keep your mouth shut? Can you stay calm when a police truck rolls past? Can you stand in the same spot for 12 hours without leaving? Most kids fail. They talk, they wander, they disappear. You don't. You learned the first rule of the Medellín Cartel. Silence is a skill, and it's the only one that keeps you alive. Rank 2. La Mula, the mule or transporter. You proved yourself, so they give you something heavier than a phone. You're a Mula now, a mule. You carry packages across the city, sometimes strapped to your body, sometimes hidden in the compartment of a car. You never open them. You never ask what's inside. You already know. The Medellín Cartel moves 15 tons of cocaine a day at its peak. 15 tons. And every gram starts its journey in the hands of someone like you. The routes are precise. You follow them exactly. One wrong turn and someone assumes you're stealing. One late delivery and someone assumes you're talking to police. There are no second chances. There are no explanations. The money gets better. You're earning $500 a week, now in a country where the average monthly income is $150. You buy your mother a new stove. You buy yourself a pair of Nikes. For the first time in your life, people in the barrio respect you. But respect in Medellín comes with a timer. You learned the second rule. You are not carrying cocaine. You are carrying trust. Drop it once and you drop everything. Rank 3. El Sicario, the Hitman. Someone noticed your nerve, your silence, your ability to follow orders without hesitation, so they hand you a gun. You're a Sicario now, a hitman. In ancient Rome, the word meant dagger wielder. In Medellín, it means you ride on the back of a motorcycle, pull up to a target, and fire. Then you disappear. Most Sicarios are teenagers. Pablo Escobar recruits them from the same comunas you grew up in, kids with nothing to lose and everything to prove. He gives them motorcycles, weapons, and a number to call. When the phone rings, you ride. Your first job pays $5,000, more money than your father has ever seen. Your target is a local judge who refused Escobar's bribe. In the Medellín Cartel, there's a phrase everyone knows, plata or plomo, silver or lead. Accept the money or accept the bullet. The judge chose wrong. You don't feel anything the first time. That scares you more than the act itself. By your fifth job, you stop counting. You learned the third rule. In the Medellín Cartel, violence isn't personal. It's policy. They call it plata or plomo, and you are the plomo. Rank 4. El Transportista, the smuggler. You survived the streets. Most don't. So the cartel moves you off the kill list and onto something bigger. You're a transportista, a smuggler. You don't carry packages across Medellín anymore. You move tons across oceans. The Medellín Cartel has an air force, not a metaphor. Escobar owns 15 planes, 6 helicopters, and at one point an island in the Bahamas called Norman's Cay, 220 miles off the Florida coast. It has an airstrip, a harbor, a warehouse, and a refrigeration unit for storing product. Your job is logistics. You coordinate flights from jungle labs in the Colombian interior to staging points in Panama, the Bahamas, or Mexico. From there, the product enters the United States, mainly through Miami, Los Angeles, and New York. Every route has a backup route. Every backup has a backup. You learn to think like a chess player. If the DEA shuts down one corridor, you open another before morning. At this level, you see the numbers, the real numbers. The cartel earns $70 million a day. That's not a typo. 70 million a day. And you're one of the people keeping that pipeline flowing. You learn the fourth rule. The product is worthless without the route. Whoever controls the route controls the money. Whoever controls the money controls everything.
Rank 5. El Contador, the accountant, money man. The cartel has a problem most businesses dream of: too much cash. You've been moved to finance. You're an accountant now, El Contador, and your job is to make $70 million a day look legal. Pablo's brother, Roberto Escobar, runs this operation personally, and the scale is absurd. The cartel spends $2,500 every month on rubber bands just to hold the stacks of bills together. They bury millions in fields, stuff it in warehouse walls, hide it in appliances shipped overseas, and they still lose money. About 10% of all cash is written off every year, eaten by rats, destroyed by water, or simply forgotten. That's over $2 billion. Gone. Nobody blinks. Your world is wire transfers, shell companies, and foreign banks. You move money through Panama, Switzerland, the Cayman Islands. You buy real estate in Miami, apartment buildings in New York, ranches in Colombia. Everything has a paper trail, and your job is to make sure it leads nowhere. You never touch cocaine. You never fire a weapon. But you are the most dangerous person in the organization, because without you, the empire is just a pile of useless paper. You learn the fifth rule. Bullets make enemies. Money makes friends. The person who hides the money is more valuable than the person who earns it. Rank 6. El Lugarteniente, the Lieutenant Plaza Boss. You've proven you can manage people, routes, and money, so Escobar gives you a territory. You're a Lugarteniente now, a lieutenant, a plaza boss. You control an entire city or distribution network, maybe a chunk of Medellín, maybe a corridor into Miami. Under you, Sicarios, Mulas, Halcones, Transportistas, dozens of people, maybe hundreds. You answer directly to the inner circle, the Ocho brothers, Gonzalo Rodriguez Gacha, or El Patrón himself. The power is intoxicating. You have a house in the hills, cars, women, bodyguards. The police in your district work for you because you pay them 3 times their government salary. Politicians call you for favors. You call them for permission. But you also have a target on your back. The Cali cartel wants your territory. The DEA wants your name. And Escobar wants his cut. Every trafficker operating within the Medellín cartel pays a percentage to Pablo through a system called the Oficina de Envigado. Miss a payment and men arrive at your door. They don't negotiate. 2 of Pablo's most trusted lieutenants, Gerardo Moncada and Fernando Galeano, fell behind on payments. Pablo had them killed, inside his own prison. You learn the 6th rule. Loyalty in the Medellín cartel flows in one direction, upward, and even loyalty has an expiration date. Rank 7. El Patrón, the boss. There is only one Patrón, and his name is Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria. At the peak of his power, Escobar is the 7th richest man on the planet. He controls 80% of the world's cocaine supply. He earns $70 million a day and owns a private estate called Hacienda Nápoles, complete with a zoo, a sculpture garden, a lake, a private bull ring, and a fleet of exotic cars. He builds houses for the poor. He constructs hospitals, schools, and football pitches. In the comunas of Medellín, they call him Paisa Robin Hood. He runs for Congress and wins. For a moment, it looks like the American Dream, Colombian edition. But the throne is a cage. The Colombian government wants him extradited. The DEA has a $10 million bounty on his head. The Cali cartel finances a group called Los Pepes, those persecuted by Pablo Escobar, who begin hunting his family, his properties, his lieutenants. One by one, his allies fall. The Ocho brothers surrender. Rodriguez Gacha is shot dead by police. Carlos Leder is arrested and extradited. Escobar builds his own prison, La Catedral, and negotiates a deal. 5 years, no extradition. But even behind bars, he can't stop. He runs the cartel from his cell. He has lieutenants killed inside the prison. When the government tries to move him, he escapes. For 16 months, he runs. He hides in safe houses across Medellín, making calls from disposable phones, watching his empire collapse in real time. On December 2nd, 1993, one day after his 44th birthday, Colombian police trace a phone call to a house in the Los Olivos neighborhood. There is a gunfight on the rooftop. El Patrón falls. You learn the final rule. Total power creates total enemies. The higher you climb, the smaller the rooftop. And every Patrón dies on one. The cycle crumbles. The empire splits into 100 pieces. The Oficina de Envigado passes to a man named Don Berna, who learns from Escobar's mistakes. Less violence, more corruption. The cocaine doesn't stop. The roots don't close. The money doesn't dry up. And somewhere in the comunas of Medellín, a 14-year-old kid is standing on a street corner, a phone in his hand, watching. He's an Halcón now. He thinks he's different. He thinks he'll beat the system. He thinks he'll be the one who makes it to the top and stays there. They all think that. None of them do.